Oh man, greetings. The black light trying to give you some light. Again, if you hear background noises, I'm upstairs. Got the air conditioner on, but you know, fans on and everything, but it's still hot, man, because it's real humid, see. Here in Detroit. But this is a very important message because I want to remind you that tomorrow is the 4th of July. A lot of black people are going to be celebrating the 4th of July under the wrong understanding that this day holiday to celebrate. Even those who say Black Lives Matter, those who say the black man's being mistreated, those who acknowledge that fact are subconsciously, because they were programmed way back, their ancestors were programmed back in slavery to celebrate the Caucasians, the white man's holiday from his independence from England. Yeah, his independence from England. And actually, it was an off day from the plantation. Slaves didn't have to work that day. So they celebrated the masters celebrating his independence. You were slaves when America or the United States got their independence from England. You were slaves. So we're going to talk about that briefly today. See, black people are confused, man. They have no guidance. And the way they blaspheme the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farad's name to this new generation. They look at everybody else's guidance except the real guidance. Even Minister Louis Farrakhan went off path. Because I heard a brother from England, a FOI brother, said he would have voted. He didn't vote, but if he would have voted, he would have voted for Trump. You know, and he got that message from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was on Alex Jones' show. And Alex Jones gave Minister Farrakhan an interview. See, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he gave back to the people when he asked for you to invest in the economic program he gave back to his people, his followers. He gave them banks, restaurants, supermarkets. You go online and see all the things that they had accumulated in 1975 or 74, just before he had passed away. They were given an account of all the accumulation that the Nation of Islam had established under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And when Minister Farrakhan took over, he started it to regain some of that, but you don't hear too much about it now, because they had the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had on the planning table a black hospital. Now, could you imagine if they would have continued his plans and kept all what they had accumulated, farms, schools, boats, airplanes, banks, homes, apartment buildings, all that. Where would the nation be now? You see what I'm saying? Chicago, Detroit would have been domains of the Nation of Islam. But Mr. Farrakhan, he's speaking to the people now. All he's been doing is giving lip service, but no actual continuation of the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So this is why it's important that you distinguish from the teachings from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, that from which is Elijah. And all you brothers that don't follow Minister Louis Farrakhan, you say you follow Elijah, well, you got to manifest what Elijah, we got to manifest what Elijah manifested and more, because we his student, and he's no longer here, but we still under the guidance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So we got to reestablish what he had manifested, and I don't see no one doing that at this present moment, even though they talked about Farrakhan and his departure or deviation from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. No one else has picked up the flag and is manifesting farms and so forth. It's a brother by the name of Marvin Muhammad that's called himself the Son of Man, but even he has deviated from the teachings, and he might have a little bit of what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had established, but that's about it, just a little minute. We should be over the top at this present moment. The reason why the Muslims of the Nation of Islam, the brothers FOI and the MGT, the reason why we mention the 4th of July and may celebrate it is because Master Farad Muhammad came in the person, Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad on July the 4th, 1930. He made himself known. And to give a black man an independent thought, away from the way the common, ordinary descendants of slaves and how they think. And you don't hear him talk about that no more. You don't hear him talk about Master Farad Muhammad too much. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad uplifted Master Farad Muhammad. He said, I ain't the one. Master Farad is the founder and of this new thought for the black man. But since the passing of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the majority of brothers and sisters have been led away, even though they might be in the Nation of Islam. They have been led away. A lot of them want to go mainstream, like Minister Farrakhan. He wants to be mainstream. He wants to be. He wants to cross over Islam, to cross over into the Caucasians society, because he believed that he's doing them a favor. But the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, they will never be reformed. You can't reform them. And one day there will be a showdown and a clash between the original man and the Caucasian. And this time is here. And Minister Farrakhan, he's not addressing that time. It's in the supreme wisdom that Caucasian is in every part of the earth among the original people. So he must be removed in every part of the earth from the original people. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the original man needed a nation of his own, separate from the Caucasian. We damn sure need to separate from the Caucasian now, because all these diseases and catastrophes are being brought upon the Caucasian. Don't get it twisted. He shall not prevail when it comes to Allah, black light.